Hey you, yeah you. Are you new to government contracting and you've been pursuing service-based contracts via SAM.gov, where you put in countless hours of assembling your team, putting together your responses to those RFPs, only to find out you didn't win and you're feeling that the system may be slightly rigged against you and you're just chasing your tail? Well, hey, don't give up. There is a better option, and it's called selling products to the Defense Logistics Agency, better known as the DLA. Hey, I'm the DLA guru, and I've been in this space for the past 20 years, and I've put together a fantastic YouTube channel that's packed with information and hacks to give you some insight on how to position yourself to sell to the DLA. Take a look at my channel and subscribe today. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. The DLA guru is back in the building. Back in the building, yes, indeed. Yes. On this winter Saturday morning here, hailing from Dallas, Texas. Yes, today is my bi-monthly scheduled live stream for my Brigadier Generals and my Patreon members. Yes, today is your day where we're going to be doing some closed circuit training just for those members who've elevated themselves to the illustrious levels of the Brigadier General and my Patreon members. You guys know where to find the link for you to meet me over here in StreamYard. It is in for the Brigadier Generals here on YouTube. You can find it in the community forum tab. There's a unique link just for Brigadier General level subscribers to the channel. And for the Patreon members, when you go into the Patreon app or the Patreon website, you can go into the community tab there as well. And you will find the Patreon dedicated link to get you over here into StreamYard. Once I have some a quorum of Brigadier Generals and Patreon members in my waiting room here in StreamYard, that'll be my signal to go incognito, closed circuit, to just today basically to talk anything and everything related to the DLA. We're going to be talking about DLA solicitations, DLA contracts. We're going to talk about national stock numbers, vendor strategy, and just development overall as it relates to your journey in support of doing business with the world's largest customer in the Defense Logistics Agency. But until that occurs, today I have a fantastic agenda strictly for my subscribers in the general subscriber community. As you guys know, I always love to deliver some value to assist you with your journey with doing business with the DLA as well. And today's agenda is going to be an action-packed agenda. I put a little blood, sweat, and tears into this particular agenda because I get a lot of phone calls, I get a lot of emails, and some of the things that even our company has experienced over the years and continues to experience is DLA, well, not just the DLA, but government contracting in general. It is very, very difficult, right? And so we're going to be talking a little bit about the reasons why I believe that, you can run into some contrasts as it relates to that, and how you can, dig yourself out of that trap of just giving up. So that's what today's live stream is all about. So feel free to let me know, show a little love, throw some comments in the chat there. I love the engagement. Let me know when you're in the building there, where you're hailing from, your city and state. Those types of things are all fantastic because I always like to know kind of how my message is getting out. The community is growing, guys. The community is growing. We've been doing this for about 2 years now, and the community is beginning to kind of take off. The word is getting out about government contracting in general, especially doing business with the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a dive into today's presentation. All right. So we're going to be talking a little bit about why is government contracting so damn hard, right? It is bonkers, right? All the things you go through, you're focusing your business on one particular agency, whether it be the DLA or the National Forestry Service. You may be you name it. You focus your laser beam with your government contracting business on those agencies, and you're like, okay, let me go ahead and knock on those doors and kiss some babies and try to make friends and influence people. And let's go after some of these contracts. And then you put all that blood, sweat, and tears in, you submit your bid, and you don't win. And you're like, wait a minute, I did everything that I've been told to do. I've been to this SBA's office. They've provided me with all these pamphlets and the things to do. Just do it this way, get certified, get your socioeconomic factor in your belt, and everything should just be peachy, right? That's the way it's all kind of like packaged, and just to kind of get you motivated to get involved. And then you put in all that work and you just don't win the contracts, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today, just to make sure that you guys understand we all are experiencing the same pain. It's not your fault, right? This is just the nature of the beast of just business in general. If anything is worth having, it's not going to be easy to attain it, but there are ways that you can position yourself in order to, stay in there and keep duking it out and continue the fight. Because believe you me, there is an industry. There are companies that are making a ton of money in this particular government contracting industry, and it really has a lot to do with what we're going to be talking about today. But before diving into that, looks like we got a few comments kind of coming in here. I want to see who's putting me some comments on the screen there. I'm going to go ahead and populate that there. We got Brother Charles in the building. You got the first comment that's coming in there, Brother Charles. He says he still needs to sign up for a quick chat with me. Doing it this week, needs some scaling and getting some help. All right, Brother Charles, fantastic to you, and thank you for reaching out. I'll make sure I make a mental note of you and your name. Hopefully, I'm not sure, your name doesn't really ring a bell as far as like if you can communicate with me via email. But toward the end of this presentation, if you need my direct email address, Brother Charles, I'll be sure to put that in the chat for you so you can be able to reach out to me via email and let me know kind of what's on your mind there. Oh, and Brother Charles then also has another comment. He says he's in Dallas. All right, fantastic. You're in Dallas, Texas with me as well. So enjoying some of this winter wonderland weather here in Texas. We didn't get it as bad as some of the other states, but Dallas, it gets a little cold here. It gets a little rainy, a little icy out there. But it's only for a couple of days, and then we're on to fun in the sun here in Dallas, Texas here. So fantastic with that. So let's move on to today's agenda and why you guys are here, because it looks like we got 10 current viewers in the building. Fantastic. And 1 like. Oh, come on, guys, give me some likes. I see the love. I see the hearts coming in. The likes stroke the YouTube algorithm. So go ahead and give me some likes. But for those of you who may be new to me and new to my channel, my name is Kiwi Hendricks. I am the U.S. Government Sales Manager with the National Material Supply Company. We are a federal contractor. We've been doing business with the U.S. federal government for the past 20 plus years, namely with the U.S. military by way of the Defense Logistics Agency. And I've coined the name the DLA Guru because guess what? I've been in the game long enough, skipped my knee, bumped my head enough, and had some failures and some successes in order to really coin the name the DLA Guru. I think that with all my experience, I can definitely tell you what not to do as it relates to being successful with the U.S. federal government and obtaining government contracts, right? But yeah, guess what? It's a continuous journey. I don't know every single thing. We're always learning. I'm always a student to the process of just business within itself and government contracting. Got a bunch of credentials and stuff. You guys can find me. We'll talk a little bit about it on LinkedIn. Find me on LinkedIn. You'll see a lot of my background and what I've been able to do in my career. And again, it all kind of bubbles up to, coining the name, the DLA Guru. So I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. Welcome for those of you who are new. And if you would like to drop any types of comments, because this is open for the public right now. So if you have any comments, any questions that you may have related to government contracting, your journey, or how to just basically bubble up and be, get kind of close to the DLA Guru, yours truly, you must be a subscriber to the channel in order to drop a comment. So feel free to do that. Doesn't cost you anything. It means everything to me. And by all means, like I said, hit that like button. Looks like we got another like that's come in. So hit that like button because that stokes the YouTube algorithm. And even if you don't like me per se, but just like the mission, the blood, sweat, and tears that I'm putting into getting the word out about the DLA and getting you guys empowered and inspired, feel free to hit some likes on any of my videos that you see in my catalog. I think I have over 270 videos in the catalog that are dedicated to supporting you with your government contracting and your DLA journey. And by all means, share this content, share this video link to friends and family members. because you don't want to just keep it all to yourself. And believe it or not, guys, my channel is approaching, I think today we hit 2,800 subscribers, which is fantastic. I have a goal, hopefully by the end of this month, to hit 3,000 subscribers, because that would be fantastic for it. And guess what? The way we're able to do that, you guys got to share the content. Just, it doesn't cost you anything just to take the link and just send a text message and say, hey guys, take a look at this, what this brother's trying to do. He's trying to basically create something from nothing and trying to build a community around doing business with the DLA. And guys, I can't do it by myself. I got to have people like you engaging, asking questions, rattling the cage, and trying to get involved and figuring out how to get your piece of the pie. So sharing this content is very, very important. And by all means, hit that notification bell, because you don't want to be a day late or a dollar short as I drop relevant content to empower and inspire you for success with the Defense Logistics Agency. So that's what that's all about. Now, the reason why you guys are here today, you want to hear about why is government contracting so goddamn hard, right? Yes, it is very hard. I will never, ever tell you that this is a get rich quick scheme. It is not. Anything worth having, you got to fight for it. But guess what? You want to fight smart. You don't want to fight hard. You want to fight smart. And the way that you do that, you want to just, make sure that you're getting in the game. You're getting in the game. And, today I wanted to talk a little bit about a student client that reached out to me not too long ago. And they were kind of, a little bit upset. They said, hey, I got involved in this, and, I'm trying to figure out, getting all the information, doing all the research. And I'm going to FPDS, and, I'm honing in on the DLA. And, my team and I, we just got together and we submitted 100 bids, literally 100 bids. And we had 0 contract awards come our way. And they were like, this stuff just does not work. There's something missing. And guess what, guys? When you first get involved with the DLA has been around for over 60 years. So they're not a brand new agency. They know exactly what they're doing in order to support one of the largest and greatest and most powerful militaries in the world, the U.S. Department of Defense. So guess what, guys? There are vendors that support the DLA and supporting the U.S. Warfighter. And, there's competition there, so it's really about what tree are you barking up in order to make sure that you're able to secure what your company is capable of doing, right? So if you're basically chasing the wrong types of national stock numbers or chasing the wrong types of, commands within the DLA, because you guys know there's 7 major commands within the DLA. And I have some videos in my content, in my catalog, that you can basically peruse through and learn a little bit more about that. But it really has a lot to do with, guess what? What is your mindset? What is your mindset as it relates to government contracting? And I know everyone would say there are other content creators out there that talk about mindset, and it truly, really has a lot to do with how tenacious you are. Do you have what it takes to just stay in there and keep the fight going? And you're like, well, DLA Guru, I'm fighting, but I got bills to pay. I got to pay my light bill and my office bill and all this other stuff. I got employees. So I got to make money. But guess what, guys? Government contracting shouldn't be the only business that you're in. The government contracting is a business unit within your company. So you want to be focusing in the commercial space. You want to be focusing in the government contracting space. I mean, you just want to put out, don't spread yourself too thin, but you want to put out a net where you're having multiple revenue streams along your government contracting journey in order to offset whenever you're not winning, right? But the idea behind it is you got to have a fantastic attitude, right? You have to have an attitude of not only success, but an attitude of, hey, I'm going to figure this out. Hey, there's a problem here. And the problem is getting these contracts, right? And those contracts have something to do with the problem that the U.S. military is having, getting those products that they need in order to do what they do best. So you have to basically figure out how to solve the military's problem, which will, retroactively solve your problem. And so that attitude around being a problem solver is one of the key ways that I believe that you can offset why government contracting is so damn hard, right? When you have this attitude of, okay, cool, we got a problem. Let me figure this out. Let me hunker down and figure this out. And you may say, well, hey, being an army of one, it's hard to do this. I have to figure out how we can do this beyond just being an army of one. Well, guess what, guys? You got to be able to set some daily, weekly, and monthly bid goals behind it as well. All right. What I mean by that is, daily goals. I was talking with the student client not too long ago, and we were talking a little bit about goals, and she more or less said, "Hey, you know what? I really don't have direct goals of what I'm trying to do with it because I'm just kind of trying to figure this out." Well, guess what? You're going to be chasing your tail. What you got to do, you have to say, "Okay, cool. I'm going to set a daily bid goal. Whether if it's just one bid a day, at least it's a goal." All right. So set a goal and make sure that you do not have any excuses that come into play. You know how at the beginning of the year we all set those fitness goals. We all get our gym memberships and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to drop 20 pounds, or or gain 20 pounds of muscle, and I'm going to get to my bench press and be able to bench 225 pounds 5 times." That type of thing. Guess what? You have to set those types of goals and focus myopically. Don't let anything deter you from achieving that goal, because a daily goal then begets a weekly goal, right? And then a weekly goal begets a monthly goal. And I put this bullet point here to kind of talk about, big goals, because the DLA or any federal contracting agency is really about, you got to play to win. You have to bid to win, right? So that means just submitting bids, just firing those bids off, just bid. And what I love about the DLA, it is the easiest by far of all federal contract agencies to submit bids. You don't have to have any requests for proposals, those RFPs that are 100 pages long, where you're going through all those different sections and trying to make sure that you cross every T and dot every I. I mean, you submit the bids like literally within a 5-minute time frame on the DLA's internet bid board system, which is also known as DIBBS. And so you guys, if you're new to me or new to my content, feel free to kind of peruse my catalog. And I have a lot of videos talking about DIBBS. But what's so awesome about the DLA, you can do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or less, at least when the site's not down for maintenance. And basically, they had a survey that was submitted to vendors recently that our company responded to. And one of my comments in the survey was, "Why don't you guys send out a notice to let vendors know when the site's going down for maintenance? It just seems like it's intermittently goes down for maintenance whenever we're ready to rock and roll," right? So hopefully there'll be some changes coming in the pipe, that the DLA will send out some notices to let folks know ahead of time, so we can work our bidding schedule around when the site goes down for maintenance. But anyway, having those types of goals are really, really important to kind of offsetting this condition of, why is government contracting so hard? Because the more that you bid, the easier it'll get to adjust your attitude to say, "Hey, this is just the cost of doing business," right? And then knowing how to bid and what to bid on, so a lot of that comes with advanced training and getting with the right types of teams. And hey, guess what, guys? That's why I've created the DLA vendor network. This is what this network is all about. If you guys noticed over the past couple of months, I've kind of been doing a little bit of rebranding, because I think now we're getting a quorum, or getting some momentum, I should say, of vendors that are getting involved and winning some contracts, and then trying to figure out, hey, how do we grow this? The other day, I had a student client that reached out to me, and they were very interested in getting into the manufacturing space, because you guys know, the DLA, there are two types of ways to do business with them: commercial off-the-shelf products and manufactured, or I should say custom manufactured products. So they're just like these two different lanes of products. And, both of them are great lanes to be in, but I'm really pushing my content and where I'm trying to take our company to do more on the custom manufacturing, because I think there's a lot more opportunities to kind of control your destiny versus kind of like bidding on just a price basis. When you get into the custom manufacturing, now you're getting on to a capability basis. And the best way to compete, in my opinion, is based off of your capability or your core competency, versus just kind of doing the, bidding on price. Well, all government contracting is about pricing, but if you guys understand, you just don't want to, bid yourself into, give all the value to the government, because you're competing solely on price. It's always better to compete on value, in my opinion. All right, so that's one thing. And number two, kind of allude to it a little bit. You guys want to seek GovCon training. We got 10 concurrent viewers in the building today. Hey, wait a minute. We only got 2 likes. You guys are not getting me any. Would love that. This is some great content here. hit those likes up, if you're really liking what the DLA Guru is cooking over here, because, that sends a little bit of a signal to me too, and it says, okay, cool, we're jiving with you. We understand what you're talking about. All right, hey, let's fill the comment here. All right, we got Jasmine in the building. She says #1 in the game, and congrats. All right, fantastic, Jasmine. Thank you for that love that you put in the chat there. Hey, let me go ahead and throw this up there too. So if you guys want to give me a little love, as well as not only comments, because I love the comments, but if you want to send a little love to the DLA Guru, a little, throw a little dollar, a couple of dollars at the DLA Guru, I really appreciate that too, because guys, it takes a lot of effort for me to pull away from my daily duties to kind of put together these this platform on YouTube and the space to help inspire you. So any love that you want to throw back at me, you'll see in the scrolling marquee down there. You can find me on Cash App, Venmo, and you can buy me a cup of coffee as well. I really appreciate any donations that bring in, because that just warms my heart, guys, and it just keeps me motivated to continue to put out love in this space for you in your journey with DLA contracting. All right, cool. So back to the agenda. We're talking a little bit about seeking GovCon coaching and training. And when I say GovCon, that's the acronym for government contracting. All right. So whether it be DLA coaching, DLA training, the DLA also offers free training via their website. If you guys are connected to me on or subscribed to me on YouTube here, anytime that the DLA has training programs that are out there, I submit information on that via my community forum tab. But I believe it's only for members. You have to be a member of the channel in order to get access to whenever the DLA is having and hosting their own training that is from the DLA to the general community, which I call government to vendor training. My channel is about vendor to vendor training. So it's basically the DLA from a vendor's perspective. And so there's a lot of different ways that you guys can kind of get access to the information, and everyone has their own different way that they absorb information and learn. I always say, hey, talk to, get it from the horses, get it from the source, from the horse's mouth, because the government training is going to be very, very high level. They have to be careful what they say, because they can't say too much, because you never know who's listening. But when you have vendor training, these are, we are people that are talking to people that are trying to basically figure out how to win in government contracting. The way that I suggest you guys do that is joining our DLA vendor network. This is the DLA vendor network. They have different ways that you can join and get connected to me. The first way, the easiest way, is just hitting the subscribe button, because once you hit the subscribe button, you are in the network, because you are getting access to the content. You're being able to look at the chat and to kind of see what's kind of going on, what the buzz is, what's going on in the DLA vendor network is one way, and highly suggest that you join us in that level. And of course, you want to seek DLA training and coaching. And I have a lot of different programs that are out there that can kind of help you to get the necessary coaching, where you can do one-on-ones with me. I even have, coaching training programs in place where you can invest in yourself and get access to some content that will basically, I peel the banana peel back. I let you know all the business processes that we employ within our company, whether it be third-party software, just philosophies of how we tackle this wide network of opportunities, because you guys know the DLA has over 100,000 solicitations on their website at any given moment, and they award about 10,000 contracts every single day. So it can become a daunting task if you really don't have any business processes in place that are proven to provide with you some framework of being successful and getting your piece of the pie as it relates to government contracting with the Defense Logistics Agency. And within my DLA vendor network, I have this focus this year on manufacturing community development. Yeah, guys. I mean, I've been in the streets for 2 years now, and I'm kind of talking with folks and kind of getting a feel for where the real true problem lies in the marketplace. And I'm really focusing. I'm betting it. I'm putting it all on black, and I'm thinking that creating a manufacturing community development, a network within the DLA vendor network is where it's going to be at. And guess what, guys? I'm going to start this on LinkedIn. I'm talking a lot about LinkedIn lately. I highly recommend for those of you who don't have a profile on LinkedIn, you want to get active on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is it's the greatest business social networking sites known to man. LinkedIn is it's clear of all the all the noise and all the twerking and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to find any of that stuff over on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is all about business professionals who are trying to empower, inspire everyone within their communities to be successful with any lane that you may be in. All right. So I'm really focusing on LinkedIn, and I've created a LinkedIn community. You can find this on LinkedIn. You can see here. Let me put it on make it a little bigger for those of you in the back. You can find me on LinkedIn at the DLA Guru. Just search for that on LinkedIn, and you will find me on LinkedIn. And what I recommend you do when you're over on LinkedIn, because I've created a DLA vendor network strictly for LinkedIn folks. All right. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is we got the YouTube space, which is great. It's just public access, but LinkedIn is going to be more filtered. That community is more filtered because I'm looking for business professionals. All right. So when I say go over on LinkedIn, create a profile, have a profile picture, have your accolades within your profile, talk about what school you went to, where your business is, how long you've been in business. You want to have a very professional, presentation of yourself on LinkedIn. And guess what, guys? Take a look at my profile, and they'll give you some ideas for those of you who don't have a LinkedIn profile of how you may be able to build a LinkedIn profile to represent you and your business in the LinkedIn space. And once you do that, reach out to me on LinkedIn and request to become a part of my DLA vendor network. It's by invite only. So that means I'm going to take a look at your profile and make sure that you have what I believe it takes to be a part of that community. Now, you may say, oh, hey, DLA Guru, what's it? Why should I be a part of that community? You guys, you want to be a part of the community because I am building a community based off of vendors who are serious about doing business with the Defense Logistics Agency. And we're talking about manufacturers, we're talking about distributors, we're talking about, folks that can help with marketing your company. It's just like resources that are all myopically focused on helping our community, I should say, grow as it relates to doing business with the DLA. And my focus is really going to be on getting the audience of the industrial base coming in, talking about and creating a conversation. Got to have a conversation. I can't be the only one talking, right? I'm a vendor just like you guys. I want to have a community where we can all start the conversation about, hey, what is going wrong here with government contracting? Why is this so god doggone hard? And I believe that we're going to have those really deep, in-depth, and serious conversations in the LinkedIn space. And what I mean by that, guys, next week, I will be basically starting a series where we're going to be talking not necessarily about contracts, because I don't want to really get it. That's for like my paid members that get in and want to get the paid coaching and be able to tune in and tap in with me and my 20 years of experience. But the conversation that we're going to be having over in the LinkedIn space is going to really be about like what's going wrong within their businesses. Like this particular student client that submitted 100 bids and didn't win any contracts. I really want to start to have some conversations about the struggle. All right. We want to have real serious conversations within our community about the struggle of government contracting, because I believe if we can all kind of start talking about the struggle, because wherever there's a problem, we're going to be working to find a solution. Right. So we all have to collectively talk about the problem. Let's talk. Manufacturers alike, talk about the problem. I've had manufacturers reach out to me and say, hey, you know what? We had a contract with the DLA. We're kind of cool on the DLA because while we're manufacturing and building these components, the DLA cancels the dang on contract. They canceled the contract right in the middle of us having the contract. We had to get our lawyers involved and all that kind of stuff. The DLA doesn't work. So I've even had manufacturers who have had problems with the DLA. This is great. We have to have these conversations to understand what's happening specifically within this community that's making government contracting so hard. And then once we kind of figure out what that is and begin to have those conversations, one conversation begets another, and then we begin with that teaming and that networking and all that kind of stuff. This is where this is what's getting ready to go down, guys. This year, 2025. The DLA Guru is getting ready to launch this off. And right now, last I checked, I think I have about 82 members in my DLA vendor network over on LinkedIn. So that's 82. All right. My goal last year was to have 100. I didn't make it. But we got up to 82. All right. So now we're in 2025 and I want to continue that to grow. And I'm not putting a cap on it. LinkedIn is just one of those spaces where it's just kind of an ever growing, ever changing community. But I urge you guys to get linked with me on LinkedIn because I'm going to have unique links to start those conversations strictly for my LinkedIn members of the DLA Vendor Network. All right. So I wanted to kind of get that out there. It looks like we have some more comments coming in here. We got Brother Charles in the back. He says, that's great. Let's talk amongst vendors. Yes, that is the key. That is the key. My 2 years of being here on YouTube and meeting so many people, guys, you wouldn't believe how many people I've met just getting out here and taking a chance and beginning to just spread the word about the DLA and then having the accolades and, and the background and the experience to kind of back it. Because when you sit down and talk with me, you'll say, yeah, this brother knows exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, of course, because I've been doing it for 20 years, right? And so I think it's just, God's blessed me with an opportunity that, I just, something when I was in my early 20s, when I first got involved with DLA, I had this feeling that this is a good place to be. This is great. It fits with me as an engineer and all this kind of stuff. And I stuck with it over the years, guys. And here I am. I'm still standing, right? In order to shed some light onto your journey and this fantastic opportunity with the Defense Logistics Agency. It really is about having a conversation. So, Brother Charles, I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. And what I'm going to drop in the chat for those of you who are in the building, the 15 that are out there, I just populated it in the chat there. You can see the link that will get you right to the DLA Vendor Network over in LinkedIn. That way, a lot of folks kind of a little lazy. I want to do all this. I got to click on this and click on that. So there it is. That is the link. Feel free to click that. It'll take you right to LinkedIn and you can request to join the DLA Vendor Network. Now, keep in mind, I've shunned a lot of folks away that have tried to kind of sneak in. They didn't have a profile picture. I have no idea who you are because I don't want to get trolls over there in LinkedIn. We're not going to have that. You got to be a bona fide business. I got to see your pearly whites and know exactly what you're all about because we're going to have a community that's going to be of businesses who are focused on figuring out how to make government contracting a little bit easier, right? So that's what that's all going to be about. Got an action-packed agenda for what we're going to be doing on LinkedIn, guys. I just can't wait till that gets off the ground. Now, for those of you who may say, hey, DLA Guru, yeah, it sounds great. I've seen some of your videos. I tried some government contracting. I got my UEI on SAM.gov. I got my cage code. But, there's a lot of different options out there. Is the DLA Vendor Network right for me? All right. So, yeah, you know what? It's not right for everybody. It's right for some people. If I'm jiving with you and you're feeling my energy and you're seeing the work that I put in these past 2 years, guys, I put in some work. I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere because I'm an engineer. I think there's a problem. I see the problem and I think I have a potential solution. But hey, I need some help. I need some men. I need some women. I need some of the few and the proud and the brave to help kind of start this conversation and keep it going so that we can all collectively figure out how to make DLA contracting or just government contracting just a little bit easier. Now, the best way of doing that, as Brother Charles mentioned, he said, hey, I'm going to reach out to you and talk with you. I do offer a 15-minute pre-screening phone call. Yes, a 15-minute phone call where you can talk to me on the phone. We can connect your calendar with my calendar, and we can talk a little bit about your business. I can learn a little bit about the direction that you like to go in government contracting, hopefully with the DLA. And I can let you know, hey, the DLA vendor, if you're really, advanced in your journey, or if you're just getting started, I really love those who are just getting started because the DLA is recruiting. The DLA needs some support. The industrial base in the United States is terrible. And hopefully with the new president coming in, we can kind of see a little bit of manufacturing kind of going on in the United States. I think the Buy America Act is getting ready to get, be revitalized in many respects. And I'm looking forward to a boom of manufacturing over the next 4 years in the United States. And hey, guys, you want to be positioned. You want to have a network, a community that's focused on being a part of this new boom. And that's what we're getting ready to create over there. So, hey, 15-minute pre-screening phone call. And if you need some information on how to connect with me on the pre-screening phone call, 2 things you can do. You can, I put I'll put it in the chat. You can either connect with me via the link that I just put in the chat there, and or you can log on to www.thedlaguru.com, and you can also find the link where you can connect with me on via a pre-screening phone call as well. So there's many ways to skin the cat. Some ways you don't get scratched, but that's some of the ways that you can connect with me if you like to have a quick phone call so we can talk a little bit more about where you are in your business journey and what you may need. And of course, I've been talking about it. This whole live stream is about the DLA Vendor Network. I suggest that you join the DLA Vendor Network at any level that you feel is most comfortable for where you're at. Again, I offer the Brigadier Generals. Right now, I don't have any Brigadier Generals in the building. No one's in my StreamYard today. If you're chiming in, because we got 14 concurrent viewers and we got 3 likes. That's it. 3 likes. Give me some likes, guys. Give me a little love. Okay. Oh, wait. We just got a Brigadier General that just came into the building. All right. So we got a Brigadier General in the building now. So this is perfect timing. I'm glad that he came in right when I was getting ready to kind of sign off here. But as you guys know, if you're interested in joining me today, because today is a closed circuit training just for my Brigadier General and Patreon members. And in order to do that, pinned to the top of the comment section, you'll see a link that you can upgrade your subscription to a Brigadier General, and you can meet us over here in StreamYard. I'll be talking here until 1:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's 11:30 right now, so that gives us an hour and a half to talk anything and everything related to the DLA. We're going to be talking about DLA solicitations, DLA contracts, national stock numbers, manufacturers, strategy of how you maybe can do something with your company. And just some insight, some of the nuggets that the DLA Guru has been, captured underneath this hat of mine. Is between my ears and under this cap that I can just pour into you for the next hour and a half. Feel free to click that link to join us over here in StreamYard at any time, even after this live stream is over. That's where you can find us. By all means, I want to just say thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I think, Brother Charles, I had mentioned to you something about if you can find me, find my email address. You can see it on the screen there. You can email me at fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. That's where you can find me. You see a little mouse cursor kind of circling around there. fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. It looks generic, but it comes directly to me. Yours truly, the DLA Guru. I field all the emails that come to that particular email address there. So if you have any questions related to how my DLA vendor network can potentially assist you with your hopes and dreams and aspirations and your goals of doing more government contracting with the U.S. military, that's how you find that. All right. And we got Brother Charles who puts another comment on the screen there. He says, thank you with the prayer hands. Yes, prayer hands indeed, because guess what? Part of that attitude and what we're talking about today and that mindset is being, just covered in prayer, man. And it's having that positive outlook that, hey, we're going to figure this out, but don't think that you can do it on your own. I think having a community will lessen the blow. It'll just, say, hey, it's not just me. Everyone's kind of figuring this out. So let's figure out a strategy of getting this done. So that's what that's all about. So thank you again. Brother Charles was given a lot of engagement today. I'll give you the hand claps, Brother Charles, man, because you're my number one for the engagement, man. And hey, when you reach out to me, man, I could probably get a coupon to you too, man, if you're interested in some of my master classes, just because of the love that you've expressed with me today. So looking forward to hearing from you one way or the other. Now, that is what I have for you guys today. Not a whole lot of comments, but hopefully you guys got a lot of love as it relates to this, and if you missed it, feel free to take a look at the replay. And of course, don't forget, I got the link pinned to the chat there. If you want to meet us over here in StreamYard, today is the day for our closed circuit live stream training. So without any further ado, I wanted to just say, guys, don't give up. Keep the fight going. And I'll see you guys at the top.